Time now for First Alert Weather with meteorologist Rob Nucatola.
You know, there are so many little nuances to this forecast. We could spend time talking about how warm and how muggy it is, especially for November the 7th, when normal morning temperatures should be around 50, normal daytime highs should be around 75, and yet we've got some areas starting at 76 this morning and expected to get into lower, maybe even the middle 80s this afternoon, and probably going to do it again tomorrow as the cloud cover sticks around. That would be a big selling point. Well, how about this one? We haven't had rain in a month, and all of a sudden it starts raining in some spots, and now it won't stop. We've got a whole bunch of rain coming down from parts of Lowndes and Brooks County down into Jefferson County and over into parts of southeastern Leon and eastern parts of Wakulla. Let's zoom a little bit here. It's nice to see the rain at least slowing down a bit and getting much, much lighter for areas around Valdosta. We've got some pockets of light to moderate rain from near Quitman back all the way south and west towards Monticello. More when you get near Wassissa and down into eastern parts of southern Leon County, so near Woodville. So we've got all this going on, and there's other areas that barely picked up much rain at all yesterday. So scattered showers for sure, but some spots so much rain all at once, and that's why we've got the flash flooding concerns in so many places. Now, a lot of this is lifting from south to north, and that's where it's going to continue to do. Much cloud cover, not going anywhere today, tonight, or even during the day tomorrow. All of this tropical moisture is still there, and this tropical moisture, by the way, it has nothing to do with Rafael. That's to the south. It is still there. It is still worth watching, but it is still not expected to be a player in our forecast. It's a great example of that tropical moisture. Even if it's not organized or classified or named or anything, it can make a messy forecast, and that's exactly what's going on. We brought in all this tropical moisture, and now we're bringing it out of the clouds, and that's the big issue. Let's take a look at some more numbers. 75 in Valdosta this morning, 72 in Thomasville, it's 76 in Tallahassee. So really, really warm and really, really muggy out there with the dew point temperatures right at the air temperatures. The air is saturated. Of course it is. We got rain coming down. All around the region, we're going to see those temperatures mostly from 72 to 76. Blakely is the cool spot at 70. Now, there is a little breeze. It's trying really hard to limit some of that fog, but with so much moisture, we've got to expect some of the fog in spots, and we're going to find some visibilities that drop a whole bunch. In Moultrie, we're down to a mile and a quarter. In Mariana, we're at 2 miles. In Live Oak, we're at 4. In Perry, we're at 5. And I think we're going to deal with this fog past 9 o'clock this morning. Down to the bottom of the screen, that's Rafael. What we see across the southeast is a trough of lower pressure and all this tropical moisture helping to wring out all those showers. Things are finally calming down across the middle of the country, and behind that, it's looking and feeling like winter. They had snow in parts of Colorado yesterday. So what a crazy setup that continues. Futurecast will show some of these showers still trying to lift to the north. There should be fewer showers and more breaks in between later on today compared to what we had yesterday when that rain really settled in for some spots. But I think even tonight we can still talk about those scattered showers and maybe even early tomorrow. So we're not finished with all this moisture just yet. Now, as far as Rafael goes, today is the day that that ridge of high pressure off to our east starts to influence it and shunt it more towards the west. As that happens, it runs into drier air, runs into cooler water, runs into some wind shear, and it should continue to get weaker. It did get weaker after its interaction with Cuba. Yesterday it got to Category 3 strength. Now 105-mile-per-hour winds around that core, and that core is a little more ragtag today. Harder to see that eye, almost impossible to see that eye, and it should continue to weaken. Now another ridge of high pressure up over the Gulf Coast will keep this down to the south and maybe even shunt it farther to the south, and that'll introduce a couple of different environmental factors. Might even let it maintain its lifespan a little bit longer. Unless something crazy happens soon, much of the Gulf Coast is not going to have any impacts from this, but we'll certainly keep our eyes on it. Remember, we still got a couple of weeks left of the Atlantic hurricane season, so all is not quiet yet, but at least it's good to report that Rafael's not coming anywhere near us. On the Gulf today, winds out of the east and then southeast 5 to 15, seas 2 to 4 feet. Most of us this morning in the 70s, muggy. I'm going to leave the rain chance around 70%. This afternoon, maybe we start to inch those rain chances down a little bit, but a lot of us are still going to be very unsettled where it looks and feels like it should be raining, and those top temperatures are going to make the low 80s, if not middle 80s, and there still will be some showers even tonight. Very muggy, very cloudy. Things hopefully start to dry out tomorrow. I like the forecast for the weekend, especially if it were like the middle of September, but for the second week of November, that's toasty, mid-80s, where I think we're going to go. I might finally actually see some cooler air in the forecast by the middle of next week, but that's the middle of next week.